Welcome to the magical episode 12 of Simple. And if you're here, it's fun, fun, fun in the sun. Because guess what? We're going to do a transparency audit. I'm going to tell you everything that's going on behind the background of my YouTube, and we'll tell you pretty much what's going on, like how I'm functioning and how things are being made, and just the structure of how I'm doing my YouTube. So the first thing is we're at 340 followers. That's great. We've improved. The last time I checked, which was yesterday, 337. We're moving up in this world. 340 though is basically mostly from shorts. That's what I can tell you first. Okay? You're asking yourself like how did he get up there so quickly? Well, I don't know what it is about YouTube and how they function, okay? But they purposefully I don't they make the shorts boosted. Okay, so there's definitely a boost. You get more views, but like you're not gonna get many more likes or like I find that when you post something, unless you're gonna go viral by accident instantly or you have a large following already, you're basically gonna get the same amount of likes to view ratio if you posted a long form video. Now, I have debated this many times with people and just others who consistently post on YouTube. Basically, it comes down to a couple things. Right now, I have only 1,000 views because I don't post as frequently as I'd like to. I have 9.2 watch hours. Okay. Now, out of those 9.2 watch hours, you're probably thinking, what are you getting paid? Nothing. I'm not getting paid anything because you have to hit a threshold of 4,000 watch hours and I have to have 1,000 subscribers. So baby steps, but we're not there yet. So like if you're looking at this from a perspective of like, is he posting this to get paid? I can tell you, probably not. Not right now. I mean, the hope is that someday this moves up and, you know, one of my YouTube channels does function normally, but right now that's not the case. So you have to look at this as like a growth opportunity. Okay. So if you are someone who wants to post, here's how I post my schedule. All right. I schedule all of the long form videos and I schedule all of my shorts. Now, what I try to do for my shorts, though, which is a little different than the long form videos, originally I tried to do video content. Like you're just like filming yourself. Okay. That doesn't work as great because if you're posting every day, uh, YouTube doesn't really reward you for it. Like you'd think that if you post more, it would help you out. It just doesn't work. You post every day on Shorts, however, especially in the beginning, if you're under 100 followers, for whatever reason, I think that was my biggest boost as a person. But if you're gonna post anything, start posting like 2 or 3 times a week and just pick 2 days. And honestly, if I'm going to tell you which 2 days work the best for me, it seems to be Wednesday and Friday. And roughly around the hours of 10 to 12. For some reason, that's if I don't post in that window, then there's no visual anything. Now, if you're someone with multiple accounts and you want to do multiple channels, I can tell you also that when you post on multiple channels, I feel like, from my perspective, the content that I post is different on each channel, but I think that they kind of, I don't want to say hinder you, but if one video is doing well on one channel, they don't want you to be posting spam. So they kind of like mute your posts. So, like, from my perspective, I'll post something. If I were to put them all on under, like, let's just say I have 5 channels, I post them all at 10:30. Only one of them mysteriously actually goes through and functions the way I would want it to. And it's usually not the one I like think is the best. So is it just the algorithm or is it just, how YouTube operates and, you can't just post on multiple accounts at the same time? I don't know. Is it tracking my IP address? I'm sure it is. there's a lot of questions in the air. A lot of my views seem to be capped at 3,000. 3,000 views on shorts, and I do have a live video that's been getting a lot of traction, which for some reason is my 3D printer, which I would like to do more 3D prints. Okay, like we're just this is just like I said, a transparency. Like you're gonna hear what I'm thinking, you're gonna hear what I want to do. Um, I started talking about Nintendo and Pokemon, and that stuff that stuff seems to be pretty trendy for some reason. Like I put up a bird. Like sometimes I just put up weird things just to see what it does on YouTube, and I it confuses me, but Pokemon and my 3DS did really well. Second place is hot glue. Okay, Gorilla Hot Glue. So if you were part of the Gorilla Hot Glue uh, test, thank you for participating. I I genuinely wanted to know what the difference was, but I I don't know. Gorilla Hot Glue still astounds me. Like if you put it on plastic, whatever you put it on does not come off. Like I had a real hard time ripping it off. It's not like regular hot glue where you like slap it on something and then you're like, oh, look at that, it peeled right off. Like normally, I was like, oh, I can make a little shape. It's indoor outdoor hot glue. I don't know what the difference between indoor and outdoor hot glue is, but hey, it's working. For long form videos, I can tell you, posting every day definitely doesn't work. I should revisit that statement. Um, if you want to do something and be successful on YouTube, the most successful schedule I've found is 2 videos a week, at least for especially my podcast lately. 2 videos a week because you have to kind of give the videos a minute to like marinate. I don't know how to say that any other way. You have to let it sit, and then once it's done, you can be like, okay, now we put another one up. And you kind of get a good sense of like when there's no views coming because there will just be no traffic. And if something picks up after that, after you've posted, then you just leave it because it's not it's not hard. It's just you just put the thing up. There you go. Now I have a method that I pretty much call the net. Okay? If you want to be like fully capable, my plan is to barrage post, if you will. Okay? I'll have my I'll have my sweet and wonderful podcast. I the plan was originally to post one every day, long form, only for one reason, watch time. Watch time is so valuable for absolutely no reason. If I could just get 1,000 followers and above the watch time, that that's really where every post would shine. The problem is that people would have to like physically either be rewatching my videos or, you know, sharing them or whatever. I'm not going to ask anybody to do that because I think that whatever's good will continue and I'll see that and maybe that's what I'll start talking about. For right now, I'm just kind of trying to find the audience that wants to listen to me. Will I be consistent? Yes, I will be much more consistent. Am I doing TikToks as much as anymore? No. So I have a lot of free time. So, long form videos, I definitely suggest building up so that you have a couple, like 4 or 5, if you can. In the case of my animation channel, I do not build up animations as much as I could because an animation takes so long. So if you're an animation channel and you are an animator, then you will understand when I say it's just really hard. So just post when you can. Like you kind of just put it out there and then whatever happens, happens. So, um, you're doing nothing wrong, basically. For years, I thought I was posting the wrong way because I couldn't post enough or I was posting too slow. That's just life, okay? And I think to some extent YouTube knows it, but also I'm not gonna say they punish you for it, but if you're inconsistent, they'll see it and they'll be like, "Oh, never mind. He's not really serious about it." Thumbnails. For some reason they make a difference. I can't be bothered. I have another person make my thumbnails. That's plain and simple. I just do not, I don't have any patience for thumbnails. I don't think thumbnails should really be uh, a metric. And I don't believe in the change it every 2 seconds and change the title every 2 seconds, Mr. Beast method. I think I'm just sick of the way YouTube actually operates. So I'm doing it my way, and whatever I get is what I get. Okay? So overall, I don't really care how the thing operates. I just want the channel to do good for what I'm doing. Okay? We don't care how YouTube physically functions. YouTube is going to bend to me eventually, rather than me bend to YouTube, if that makes sense. So you don't want to be the person who's like, oh, they like when I flip a quarter in a video, and now you're flipping quarters for the rest of your life in every single video. If you like that, go ahead, sure. But, whew, I've seen a lot of people who have, I guess, joined TikTok in the beginning. I've watched a lot of people go from TikTok to having like 1 million followers, and then you're kind of like, wow, I don't know, I don't know how you're gonna keep this up. They have like little catchphrases, and you have a catchphrase, you got a gimmick, a niche, whatever you want to call it. Then they do it forever, and it makes absolutely no sense to me. So, do you think you know what your niche is? I'm gonna tell you how I feel about niches. I don't care about them. I don't care about a niche. If I want to put plants on this channel, I will. The niche that I have is I've always considered myself. Okay? I don't I don't want the niche to be chosen by me. I want to just do what I want to do, and then things will happen. Okay? Cuz we're not here to try and guess an algorithm, and we're not here to try and see what happens. Whatever AdSense pays me is what AdSense will pay me, okay? Sure, I could probably make more money by advertising or doing some sort of subscription thing. Right now, I have no interest in physically going out and saying, like, I'd like to work with an advertiser or a person who, promotes me. I don't, I'm not really looking to spread my wings that far and then be like, here's product placement. Like there's bagged lays in every episode. No, I'm not selling my channel. We're a self-made me, okay? We're just trying to function. And I think that's what everybody wants. So I'm probably doing this the most impossible, maybe even the hardest way, but I don't, well, I'm not even going to say impossible because that's I think what we're doing is the hardest climb, okay? We're going at the steepest hill, and I do feel the weight sometimes. But what I can tell you is that each day is an improvement, and I've come to this point in my life where when you look at YouTube, it's silly. I've learned that if you're going to go to Social Blade, this is very important. Social Blade will tell you roughly what people make. And I've learned from different videos that the metric of what they actually make versus what they appear to be making on Social Blade is uh, not false, okay? It's a good estimate, but there is no way to determine whether Social Blade is like 100% because from what I understand from larger YouTubers and how they explain that they're getting paid other transparency things, a lot of issues arise with payments, which I, you know, find a little fishy. But hey, we'll just say it happens for now because I haven't experienced it. But you have money, you're promised, and then they say, oh, well, 3,000 of these views didn't count, or there's some sort of trouble where, like, the algorithm or whatever you want to call it flags you, and then they're like, this video, you know, you have to either appeal it or do something else. Fine, fine, we'll say that. There's hiccups. There's hiccups in different places and all sorts of things. But the idea here is that, You want to get paid. Whoever's doing YouTube, if your dream job is a YouTuber, then let me tell you, you've got some work cut out for you because it was really easy in 2008. And then, when you start out, that's when you get on a platform like this and then you're like just starting, beautiful. It's like smooth sailing. They want you to succeed. Then you get to the point where it's like mid grade, where it's like maybe like 2014 era YouTube. And then they start getting harder. They make the thresholds different. But then you get to a point where another social media tries to like challenge something like YouTube or whatever you're using. And then they have to bend to whatever it is that that app is physically using. So, like TikTok came around, and then all of a sudden, short form videos were a thing. And the beginning of short form videos, for me anyway, I posted every day on a short form video, and I did really well on another channel, not even this channel, which I really should have posted on this channel. I slightly regret it, but time goes on, and so must I. The best thing I can tell you is do what you can, don't overwhelm yourself, and don't worry about the algorithm. I really can't stress that enough. You can guess all you want, Maybe one day when you go and you're like talking to Google headquarters or you're like a super famous, by the time you have like large fame is when you're like, I understand what I do and it's this schedule. And you'll be like, this is the secret. I post on these days. I post on Wednesdays and Fridays, but for you, you might be more successful on a Tuesday for no reason. It's just however the algorithm pushes you. And uh, I don't know if I've been like blocked into a category where they're like, don't send this guy anywhere. I just, I get a lot of low views, but I do get views. Okay. It's just, what it is. So we're just going to take it as it is. Baby steps. So transparency audit is pretty simple this time. I'm making $0. I made $0. I have no ability to give it away, but eventually I would like to do like Mr. Beast stuff where I like do give away money. That is my hope. Um, Charitable donations. I don't know whether I would do it through videos, followers, whatever. But you know, maybe one day I'll meet him and then I'll be like, "Hey, how do you do it? How do you funnel the money from your channel to other people? Do you just pull out cash and just give it to random people?" Go ahead, tell me. Just tell me. Just tell me the answer. It's just um in the meantime though, that's all I have for you. Okay? So, thank you for listening. I simply am not paid.